first trip with Peanut.
Peanut's back there.
Peanut's a lot heavier than she lets on.
Peanut definitely has packed a couple pounds.
Not like a Snickers.
You know, this week we were like, when we first got Peanut, we were like, man, we're not gonna have enough room for everything. And then we started going, hey, this is all we need. We were like, man, we're gonna have so much extra room. And then we're packing it today, and we do have a lot of extra room, but we were like, oh, look, we have room, let's put this in there, and let's put that in there, and let's put this in there. So we still made, we still watched our weight, because we want to make sure we're not over on the axle weight, which I don't know exactly what weight we're at, but I have been doing like mental calculations, and I still feel like we're quite a bit under. I wish we had a CAT scale near us, but there is, I think the nearest CAT scale to us is like
75.
Yeah, it's like 21 miles away or something like that.
Yeah.
It's out there.
We will do that though.
Yeah, we will eventually. I just don't want to go so far out of the way. But when we go to Gatlinburg, whenever that is in the future, it's somewhere in the near future, we'll drive past the CAT scale and we'll weigh it then.
Not if we go this way.
Well, I mean, we can go that way up and then this way down.
Yeah. I'm still not sure, but I've been like reading some different blogs, advisories, other people's travels about going the back way, this way, 575 north up to Cherokee and then up to Gatlinburg, and they said going through, like once you get through Cherokee and then going through the national park on that 30 miles that way, it was a little tight.
Yeah, but we're not too big, so Peanuts might feel heavy right now because we haven't towed anything since we had our boat, so many years ago.
Yeah.
So many years ago. So it feels, you can tell you're towing something. But Peanut's really not that big. So she's 10 feet up. She's 30, total with the car and Peanut, we're 38 feet. Peanut's 21 feet. Width, I think she's slightly bigger or slightly wider than our Explorer. So it's not really...
The only part that I remember going up to Gatlinburg is that one loop where you do the 360,
Yeah. I gotta watch my... do I look like I just ate a couple of pieces of chicken strips?
We were super hungry.
Yeah, I hadn't really eaten today, and today was pretty stressful. I am thankful for my wife to remind me to just take things one at a time and control what you can, right? So this last night, before going to bed, I broke a piece off on my seat on my Jeep Wrangler. So I was kind of upset because I love my Jeep. And then we were having a hard time, and then what was the other thing?
The security system.
Oh yeah, we had an issue with our security system.
Well, it wasn't with the security system, it was with the electric.
Electric, yeah. So we didn't realize we were popping a fuse because we were plugged into the house to the RV.
I don't think that's why though.
No, but then like the fridge just wasn't getting cold enough, so I was worried about that too. And then we woke up this morning and it was like power's out. And I wanted to take the Jeep to at least get the part ordered because I knew it was going to be here right away. And I also wanted to study today. I'm taking the bar exam in October for Georgia. What else? There was something else. Oh, and I hadn't packed yet. Nothing. I had nothing packed for myself. So like, there was a lot of stress, and she just reminded me, hey, take one piece at a time. So, and I did, and everything pretty much worked out. We got an electrician. And because although I'm sure I can figure out electricity, I don't like that. That's just one area that I don't like to mess with. I can do very light stuff. I don't like to do anything beyond that. So we got that electrician in. I got my part ordered for the Jeep. I even got a couple hours of studying in, and I packed. Security for the house is good again, and everything worked out. You know, we took it in strides. We went really slow. We did, you know, they say do a double check around your RV. We did at least 5 checks around Peanut. And then we drove only like 18 miles, and we were like, oh, let's do another check.
And we did.
And we did, and, you know, so it's smart.
Keep coming. Keep coming. All right, good. This is what setup looks like when it's your very first time in your travel trailer and it's pouring down rain.
Good sight, though.
It is a great sight. This is beautiful. This is Murphy Peace Valley KOA.
I gotta come forward just like a smidge. So we had a whole conversation and I forgot to hit record on it. So here's our setup. It took us probably 40 minutes, but 20 minutes of it really was set up, and then 20 minutes of trying to get on the internet to figure out how to use the Truma, because we didn't think about checking that out beforehand. So
we might have hot water.
yeah, I mean, we did put it on boost, so maybe that'll work. So here's our setup. I am actually pretty proud of ourselves. You know, it doesn't shake. It feels very level. We are gonna get the Level Mate Pro next week. So for our next trip, we'll have a Level Mate Pro. But for the most part, I mean, we did really good. We got set up pretty good. Like you can see, we have everything going, and yeah, we feel pretty good. We still have our bikes up, and we have Amy's bike locked to the trailer.
We did just talk about our travels here. We're only about 65 miles north of home, so not far. It took us, well, we stopped twice in the first...
In the hour and a half drive, it took us 3 hours.
We stopped twice in the first, like, 15 miles.
Double time.
We went to Costco to get gas, and then we went to, where'd we go? Oh, we stopped at a Walmart because everybody was starving, and we have dinner to prepare here, but
we also forgot to get charcoal.
We need a snack.
Yeah.
Well, Walmart didn't have charcoal, but I did get a rug, which we needed a rug, so we're happy about that.
We need a bigger rug, though. We'll get there.
Do you want me to take
Oh, I meant us.
No.
What did we learn last night? How was your first night of sleep in an RV?
Look at this. How does it look?
It looks like we're still learning.
Actually, it wasn't bad.
No, we finally figured out how to work the TV. But our fridge still isn't working, so we will be calling Southland here soon.
Actually, they're open.
All right, well, let's call them. Give them a call. But then it poured last night, and it came down pretty hard. And we also learned that our little dog
our half Shih Tzu, half Terrier, Penny, is going to go in her crate tonight. She either had her tongues in our faces or her butts in our faces all night long.
Butts?
So
she has more than
her
one?
butts, I felt like she had multiple butts at one point. There was just butt and tongue everywhere. It was gross. We'll edit that. So, there she is.
She's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, because also. Alright, so check it out. Something else I learned this morning, don't mind the mess, is when you are connected to the RV park's water. So here you can see we have our 0G line. We are connected. We have a water regulator, and we have one of the blue filters connected to a L clamp or L connection. So last night when we were going to bed, we heard this noise, and I realized it was the water pump. So this morning I was thinking about it. I was like, did anyone turn the water pump back on because the water's running? But you don't need the water pump on because we have city water that's giving us pressure already. So dumb mistake that I should have caught, but it is what it is, and we learn through experience, right? So check it.
So our last
Whopper.
our first night or last night in the travel trailer was superb. You saw a little bit earlier about how we felt about that. We are
Superb.
we are out and about now, going to Buck Bald
2 hours of sleep. Superb.
Buck Bald Brewing. Say that 4 times fast in Copperhill.
Buck Bald Brewing. Buck Bald Brewing. Buck Bald Brewing. Buck Bald Brewing. What else?
For a Shepherd's Men event, for some beer, a silent auction, and
What's the Shepherd's Men, they say?
Shepherd's Men is an organization that supports veterans.
Well, it doesn't just support veterans. What they do is they raise money to get the treatment that veterans need and active duty for traumatic brain injuries and some pretty bad PTSD. And the reason it's so special to us is because Shepherd's Men and through a few other organizations that donated a lot of money, paid for me to live at a hospital for 6 months to help treat my traumatic brain injury and my PTSD. So we're very grateful, and anytime they do a function, we make every effort to show up and show our support, and to thank them for what they did for our family and for me.
Yes. So that's where we are headed now.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Can you
about
drive?
That.
Do you want me to drive?
No, I'm good. Don't worry about that little guy. I was wondering why the car was trying to get me to steer left.
But I want to recognize every single veteran. If you are a veteran here, stand up, please. Even though this is a Marine Corps League presentation, you are part of it, because if you're like most of us up here, when we came home, we didn't get a whole lot of hoorahs. In fact, if you walk through the Atlanta airport, you were lucky to go through there without getting spit on. So you know what I'm talking about. So thank you guys. Take a seat. Here, here. Number 5. When we started Marine Corps League Detachment Blue Ridge 5 years ago, day 1, we made a decision to make Shepherd's Men our cash charity. And we have donated every year, and we have increased our donation every year. So this year we have a $2,000 check. Which I will present to Shepherd's Men on behalf of Marine Corps League Detachment 1438. Thank you for being here.
Just want to take a second and thank the Marines of Marine Corps League Detachment Blue Ridge, and many of these Marines are of the Vietnam era, and you know, it's not lost on us the sacrifices that each and every one of you made. And for every Vietnam veteran here today, we stand on your shoulders to try to accomplish just a little bit of good, just to try to ensure that history doesn't repeat itself. To any Vietnam veteran here today, we say honestly, earnestly, welcome home. You know, we realize that in DC, there's a monument that bears the names of 58,000 plus of your brothers and sisters, and that monument could probably be extended a quarter of a mile, listing the names of those who came home disenfranchised, pariahs in their own communities, and lost. It's our commitment to ensure history doesn't repeat itself, to ensure that this generation of warfighters has an opportunity for help, hope, and recovery. And that's just what we find and what we're able to do at the Shepherd Center's Share Military Initiative. Our group raises $1.2 million a year to fully fund this life-saving program. This program receives no reimbursement from the federal or state governments, and so it's incumbent upon the private community to see that our warfighters are cared for. I want to thank Patrick and Sylvia and Alex of Buck Bald for just opening their doors again for us. Blue Jeans Pizza for providing the food, and each and every one of you for being here. There's a lot of places you could be today, but the fact that you're here, the fact that you're giving of your time, your energy, your resources to support this vitally important mission is very meaningful to us. So there's only one thing that binds each and every one of us together, and that's freedom. Never sleep on freedom. Enjoy it, embrace it, and fight like hell for it. I'd like to introduce one of our brothers, Glenn Wells. Glenn is a graduate of the Share Military Initiative at Shepherd Center. He's a Marine Corps recon sniper, and he's just going to tell you a little bit about his story, his testimony. But for all you Marines in the Marine Corps League Detachment, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Good to have you, brother. Hey, thanks for, can you guys hear me? Do I need to hit things? Pick up a guitar. The only instrument I can play is the iPod, so don't let me pick up a guitar or anything. We good? All right, cool. Hey, thanks for having me. This is probably the safest area within 1,000 miles with Marine Corps League and American Patriots, so thank you guys for keeping me safe right now. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? All right, sorry. You want me to start over? I just graduated law school. I can talk all day. Joined the Marine Corps. It kind of saved my life, but it also put a lot of punishment on me. And started deploying from 03 until 2013. I was averaging being home about, 5-6 weeks a year? What do you say? That's my wife right there, so she can attest to that. So a lot of combat deployments in that. And with those combat deployments, I had a lot of explosions that went on. So 2016, 2013, I decided I'm going to retire because I was having a hard time walking. I was also having a hard time standing up for a long time because I would get too dizzy. I'd have a hard time focusing. I'd have a hard time thinking. And I'd have a hard time communicating with my wife. So I knew that my solution was probably to get out of the Marine Corps so I can continue to stay married to my beautiful wife, who today is our 22nd anniversary, by the way. Didn't really forget about it. But yeah, so 22 years. So I get out of the Marine Corps, decided to try the whole college thing. And when I start my first year of law school, the cognitive endurance that I should have had wasn't there. So my first semester, I was trying to it's 6th floor building, and I'd pass out in the elevator constantly. I'd be in class, and I'd be trying to process information, and I wouldn't be able to leave class after everyone left because I just couldn't move. My brain just wasn't allowing me to work. I'd take the first exams. I passed out in my car for 4 hours before I can even drive home after my exam, right? So everything was really hard for me, and I couldn't understand why. And a friend of mine told me that the Shepherd Center had this thing for military to help us with our traumatic brain injuries. And I didn't think my traumatic brain injury was that bad because I'd only been in 2 explosions that knocked me out. So most people would probably think that's bad, but most of us that are in the Marine Corps would think that's not that big a deal. Nothing, you can see right here, I have no cuts, scrapes, no scars, nothing like that. So I think I'm fine, and I'm gonna keep moving on. I'm gonna keep driving on. Well, this traumatic brain injury took over my life, and I couldn't control it anymore. And when I was told about the Share Military Initiative, I called in, they did an evaluation, it's a week long. Let me back up a little bit. I went to the VA first. And the VA said, here's your 18 pieces of medicine. It was a big box. And I said, all my friends that got half of these meds have ended up committing suicide. I'm not taking these meds. I'm not doing it. So then I find out about the Share Military Initiative. And I get evaluated. And they tell me, they don't just tell me, hey, we're not going to give you any meds, but they took meds away from me that the VA had already been giving me. So I do the treatment. I move into the hospital. I live in the hospital for 6 months while going to law school, while trying to take care of my family. Long story short, I graduated law school, taking the bar exam in October, got hired on in a job, and I am ever grateful for each and every one of you that donate to us. I am ever grateful for each and every one of you that actually care about me, because there is definitely times in my life where I forgot how important I was. And although my wife tells me all the time, that's one person that's married to me. It's a complete different story when it's someone that doesn't know you that's like, hey, I care about you and I want you to live and I want you to survive and I want you to strive. So thank you, each and every one of you. Thank you for reminding me how I'm important, okay? Thank you. That's all I got. I don't want to start crying because then she gets all jacked up. So, thank you.
Thanks, Glenn. Glenn's one of 750 men and women who have gone through this program. And today's his 22nd anniversary. It's important to remember today in our country, 22 veterans will commit suicide. So if you know someone who's struggling, if you know someone who hasn't made it all the way back, introduce them to this program, because I'm confident that in our circle of influence, there's somebody we all know who might be needing a little help. So be there for that person, lift them up when they fall down, and just love America as hard as you can.
Hey, welcome to Adventures of Flash and Mookie.
Yep, that's
We should
us.
probably do it like, hey, welcome to Adventures of Flash and
Mookie.
or I don't know, we'll figure something out.